Christy. I'm a registered nurse here at East Liberty Family Healthcare Center, and I wanted to share a story about Dr. Hall that to me encapsulates both the vision of this clinic and also of Dr. Hall as the medical director here. When I had started working at East Liberty, I was a fairly new nurse at a primary health care center. I'd always worked at hospitals before, so this was my first time working in a clinic, and so was trying to figure out how to provide nursing care here, and was sitting at my desk thinking about a particular patient that I was working with, and this patient needed a lot of my time and resources, and I was trying to figure out how to care for the entire team that I was managing, but this particular person just kept coming up and kept needing resources and care from me. And so Dr. Hall walked by my desk and noticed that I was pretty deep in thought, and so sat down and said, "Christy, what are you thinking about?" So I shared with him the story of my patient and what she needed from me and how I could care for her. And he said, "You know the story of the blind beggar Bartimaeus?" I said, "I do." And he said, of all the people that Jesus could have helped that day, and there were a lot of them that were asking for his help, he heard Bartimaeus, and he chose to answer that call and to heal and restore sight to that one person. And he said, at East Liberty, I'd really like my providers to be able to hear those calls and to answer them. So he said, "Christy, I think that you should do whatever this patient needs. Let me know how I can help you, and then go and answer the call that Jesus has given you." And to me, that encapsulates the mission of East Liberty Family Healthcare Center and the vision of Dr. Hall, that we are able to, with the permission of our medical director, to give everything that we have to care for the human beings that we are fortunate enough to have as patients, to love them like Christ did, to impart dignity on them, and to do it with all the resources that we have here. We're very lucky to have Dr. Hall as our medical director.
Hey, this is Charlie Chislagi. I am at the rear of the East Liberty Presbyterian Church, which at one time was home to the East End Cooperative Ministries Soup Kitchen, Community Food Pantry, and Homeless Men's Shelter. I know a lot about the decades that this place existed for these three ministries because my late wife Mary was the director of all three ministries. And that leads me to Dr. David Hall. 2 blocks over, East Liberty Family Healthcare Center, Dr. Hall was faithful to serving soup at the soup kitchen, sitting with folks at the food pantry, and serving meals here. And here's the entrance to the former entrance to the shelter. But David did much more than that. David built real friends with the poor. He was an empathic, sympathetic listener, someone who engaged people with the respect that every human being should have in a relationship. He built friendships, he built trust, and our guests moved from being invisible to most of society to knowing that they mattered to somebody. They mattered to David Hall, and they started walking over to the East Liberty Family Healthcare Center to get prayerful healthcare, loving healthcare, the kind of healthcare that you get when you love the Lord Jesus and you have a servant's heart. That's who David is, and I am privileged to say that I know a living saint.